TSP mistakes happen more than most of us would like to admit. If you're actively saving money in your thrift savings account, you're doing the right thing. Saving for your retirement it is the critical part, but sometimes mistakes happen just like in life. But if you don't catch them and fix them, it can cost you money and delay reaching your retirement goals. TSP mistakes are errors in the management of your thrift savings retirement account. Correcting management mistakes can save you money and time in your long-term retirement savings. Thank you for watching. I am Lacey Langford, a financial coach, veteran, and military spouse. Basically, military and money is my jam. If you want to learn more about military life, money, and entrepreneurship, be sure to subscribe below. As a financial coach, I see and catch some common TSP mistakes. Knowing what they are can help you either avoid them or correct them all by yourself. I'm going to go over the top TSP mistakes people make and, more importantly, how you can fix them. All right, the first one is not using your TSP benefit. Hands down, the number one mistake people make with a TSP or any other employer-sponsored retirement account is not utilizing it at all to save money for their retirement. It's one of the perks of serving, so you should take full advantage of it. In case you don't know it, you should be saving for your retirement. Right now, you're working to earn money for two people, you and your 80-year-old self. To cover room and board for both of them, you need to save part of your current income to use years from now. So it is a mistake not to be using your TSP or another tax advantage account to assist in amplifying the money you're saving for your future self. If you haven't been contributing or set up an account, now is the time. There is no time like the present. The easiest way to fix this mistake is to go into your MyPay account and begin having automatic payroll deductions start from your thrift savings plan. Decide how much you want to contribute each pay period and start. Your financial goals, retirement plans, and many personal factors will go into deciding your savings rate. If you fall under the blended retirement system or the BRS, you were automatically signed up for the BRS 60 days after your military service began. If you're in the legacy system, you need to make that election for yourself via MyPay. So just know that legacy system, it wasn't automatic. If you want to learn more about setting up your TSP account, you can check out this video on making the traditional versus the Roth TSP decision, which is something you're going to have to do when you set up your account. All right, the second mistake is not contributing enough for the match. That's a big one. If someone offers to match the amount of money you save, it would be an expensive mistake not to take them up on that offer. For those of you under the BRS, you're eligible to receive a matching contribution of 5% of your basic pay. That means if you aren't contributing at least 5% of your income to your TSP, you are losing money. You're missing out on an extra 5% of retirement savings. It wouldn't be a government program if it didn't have a degree of let's make this confusing. So get ready. Here comes the if-then matrix. All right, the fix. For this mistake, it has already been somewhat corrected. It's such a big mistake not to contribute enough money to get the match that the Department of Defense did something to correct the error. You see, for service members under the BRS that joined the military between August 1st, 2010 and September 30th, 2020, you were automatically set up to contribute 3% to the TSP, which wasn't enough to get the match. So that was making a lot of people lose money. If you fall in that category, to rectify a low contribution rate, the fix is to increase your TSP contributions to at least 5% via MyPay. To bump up your monthly savings, just go into your MyPay account and move your contribution percentage up. If you join the military after October 1st, 2020, you're automatically set up to make a 5% contribution to the TSP. The only way you won't be saving 5% to get that match is if you go into MyPay and change it yourself. And if you do that on January 1st, the TSP will automatically put you back to saving 5% unless you go in and change it again. So if you stopped giving money to the TSP, they're going to start that back up on the 1st of January. You should not change it or stop it. I would recommend keeping it at 5%, but just know that that could happen. If you fall under the legacy system, you aren't eligible to receive matching contributions. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You do, however, receive a higher monthly pension rate. All right, the third mistake is going all in on the G Fund. We've all heard these horror stories. If you set up your TSP account before September 5th, 2015, all the contributions or all the money that you put in to your TSP automatically went to the G Fund unless you did something else. So unless you're getting ready to retire, it's a mistake to be all in the G Fund. The G Fund may have the least amount of risk, but because of that, it also has the least amount of return, which can cause you to miss your retirement savings goals. And when I say fully retire, I mean retire from working altogether, not just retiring from the military. If you set up your TSP after September 5th, 2015, or you're in the BRS, all of your contributions are automatically invested in the life cycle fund closest to your 62nd birthday until you go in and make adjustments via tsp.gov to your funds that you're investing in. So the life cycle fund, it may have less risk than you are comfortable with, or the funds may be something that you don't want. So it's a mistake to be invested in TSP funds that don't work best for you and your savings goals. So not just being all in the G Fund, but maybe being in a fund that you're not in a good fit. So the fix for this is, for being all in the G Fund or the life cycle fund, if they're not a good fit, is to go into your TSP account and change your allocations. Changing your allocations isn't something you're going to do just once. Change your allocations to make sure your TSP savings stay in line with your investment goals. Also, you must educate yourself and make the selection that works best for you. To help with those decisions, tsp.gov has plenty of information about investment strategy, calculators, and resources to help you make informed decisions. The fourth mistake is allocating for all the wrong reasons. Allocating your TSP for the wrong reasons is a mistake too many people make. Just because your buddy allocates his thrift savings plan one way doesn't mean that's the way that you should do it. Often service members make their investment choices based on what the barracks financial planner says, or they're picking something random just to get going. So investing by throwing a dart at the board or based on what somebody else's criteria is, who isn't a financial expert, is a mistake. The fix for this mistake is, before you pick TSP funds, change your allocations in what you're invested in, consider your financial needs, your budget, your goals, factors like time you have until retirement, the risk that you're comfortable with. You have to be able to sleep at night with your financial decisions. And what are your retirement spending needs and wants going to be? Use the tools and resources at tsp.gov to help you make informed decisions about your retirement, not based off of what somebody else is saying. The fifth mistake is not increasing your contributions. It's a mistake not to increase your TSP contributions over time. As your income increases, so should your retirement savings. Almost every year, the military receives a pay increase. Unfortunately, most people just take that raise and improve their current quality of life. You work hard for your money. There's nothing wrong with improving your quality of life. I want to be clear on that. You just have to consider the future. It can't all be about getting a new truck or a trip to Disney. You have to think about that future self. The fix to this mistake is to increase your TSP contributions yearly. As salary increases, take half to improve your quality of life, but use the other half to increase your quality of life in retirement. Remember, you are saving money for two people. The sixth mistake is not reviewing your thrift savings plan. Nothing in your finances is set it and forget it. Remember that. You have to stay mindful of the state of your money all of the time, to include your retirement accounts. It's a mistake not to review and reevaluate your TSP account every 6 months or a year. It's important. I have coached many people who are getting ready to retire and only to find out that they haven't earned any money on their contributions because it sat in the G Fund for years. They set up their TSP, which was doing the right thing, but forgot about it. And after that, they just never reviewed it. They never knew it went into the G Fund. There needs to be a review to adjust your investments and to check for errors in your account because mistakes happen, stuff gets inputted by humans. The fix for this is to review your thrift savings account and investments every 6 months to a year. Check your account for those errors, increase your contributions, and evaluate the funds you're invested in. Determine if they're still in alignment with your retirement spending needs and your goals. It's very, very important to keep checking back on those things. The seventh mistake is taking out TSP loans. In most cases, it's a TSP mistake to take a loan from your retirement savings. Remember, you're earning money for two people, you and your 80-year-old self. So when you borrow or withdraw money from your retirement savings, it's the same as stealing from an 80-year-old. And that is not cool, in case you didn't know it. And since your TSP account is also the money you're saving for your 80-year-old self, you want to have that money in the future to live off of. That is a huge mistake. You will need that money later. Of course, there may be times when it's necessary to borrow money from your retirement savings or your TSP. For example, if you need to pay for a catastrophic medical bill, that might be a reason. But taking out money to go on a vacation or to pay for your child to go to college isn't the best idea. I've seen too many people ready for retirement but unable to do so because they kept spending their retirement savings on everything but their retirement. The fix for taking out a TSP loan is to simply not do this. Don't do it. Don't take out a loan. It is for your future self. If you think you're struggling right now to get by, imagine how much harder it's going to be to generate income when you're 80. Have no doubt, it is going to be much harder. So unless you have a severe emergency like life or death, don't take a loan from any of your retirement accounts, especially if you can avoid it, don't do it. The final mistake is not updating your beneficiaries. It's definitely not least in the list of mistakes. Not updating your beneficiaries is a big one. The person or the persons you choose to receive the benefit of your TSP account now may not be the same as in the future, or who you have now might not have been who you wanted to receive the benefit in the past. It's a big mistake not to keep your beneficiaries up to date. You may get married, have kids, and let's not kid ourselves, divorce is a reality in the military. Unfortunately, many service members get married or go through a divorce and never update their beneficiaries. The fix to this is to be sure to update your beneficiary anytime that you have a change in event in your life. If you get married, you have kids, you get divorced, update your beneficiary designation immediately. By keeping your information current, your TSP savings will go to the people you want it to go to, not to somebody else. And P.S., the importance of updating your beneficiary is also way important for your SGLI. So make sure, same thing, if you have an IRA, your SGLI, any other type of life insurance, make sure you keep your beneficiaries up to date. All right, let's wrap it up. There are 8 mistakes people make with their TSP account. The mistakes are not using your TSP benefit, that's a big one, not contributing enough to get that match, or going all in on the G Fund. The fourth one is allocating for all the wrong reasons. Just because somebody does it one way doesn't mean that's going to be right for you and your retirement savings. The fifth one is not increasing your contributions over time. When you get a pay increase, increase your retirement savings. The sixth is not reviewing your thrift savings plan every 6 months to a year. The seventh mistake is taking out TSP loans. Remember, you need that money for your future self. And the final one is be sure to update your beneficiaries. It's crucial. If you're already putting money away in your thrift savings account for your 80-year-old self, you are on the right path. But don't let minor TSP mistakes cost you money and quality of life that you want in retirement. Identify errors early and take immediate action to fix them. If you want to learn more about the TSP mistakes, you can get the links for more details on this topic in the description below. You can also get the links to find and follow me on social media. They're going to be in the description as well. I am Lacey. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and for the thumbs up. I will see you in the next video.